Hi, Kerry here. We're at the beach, going to be here for 2 weeks. I got an email from Jacob Braun. You might remember him. He participated last week in an analysis of Netlist in Google's lawsuit, and he wants to give us some input based on the extension of the time frame for hearing the case. I guess it was the 10th, November the 10th. The judge said that the case was going to be postponed and they would address it again shortly after the first of the year. Jacob's got some insight as to why that happened and how it happened and what the ramifications and what in fact might transpire in the future. So I reached out to him again. Again, he's an author with Seeking Alpha. I think he's searched this company extensively in this situation, and I wanted again to share his information with you. Again, I'm not your financial advisor, and we'll get to Jacob right after this.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
This is Jacob Braun again. He was with us, I believe it was just last week, gave us a wonderful update on Netlist Google lawsuit. Jacob is an author, an active author with Seeking Alpha, and I'm hoping we can make Jacob a regular appearance on our channel because I think he has the ability to share some excellent information with us. So Jacob, take it from there and tell us what you know and how you can help us make some better investment decisions.
For sure. Thank you, Carrie. And I just want to thank you for inviting me back. Your tribe was incredibly welcoming last time.
Good.
I gained an incredible amount of new followers on my page, and I'm sure that your video had a huge part to do with that. As far as this decision, I know it's real disappointment. Last time I was on here, I was talking about how important the meeting was on November 10th, but the official announcement was that the date got pushed back to January because of a scheduling conflict. There's been some speculation as of reasoning for that pushback, but I can't give any specific reason that I know. I just know that officially it was said that it was a scheduling conflict. So I think when you first look at it, you kind of see it the way the market saw it. The market had an 18% drop and finished down 12% on the day from this news. So it's very easy to see, well, pushback means a later time when all this is going to go down, when my money's going to when it's going to grow. But I think this is not necessarily the only way to look at it. And I recently wrote an article that was published Sunday on this, and my main point was, well, first, we still have the same situation we had before. We just have more time to wait, which can be a good thing, but can be a bad thing, but can also be a good thing because you can have more time to accumulate if that's your goal. But specifically, we might actually not have that much time. And this is something I briefly touched on in my article, and it's that it's not uncommon in court situations for a decision date to be pushed back, not because of a scheduling conflict, but because they want to give parties more time to settle and talk about terms. And I think this is a very possible situation that they want to give Google and Netlist more time to talk about things, because at the end of the day, they don't want to hear cases. They want settlements to happen because it helps everyone out. It's less time, less money of the governments that's being spent. So if they can just push back a date and then that can lead to a settlement easier, then they're all for that. So while I don't necessarily think this is the reason, or I'm going to say I believe is the reason, I definitely think this is a possibility. So it's not all bad news.
Okay. So if I hear what you're saying is that there is a possibility that the lawyers from either side or both sides got information to the judge that, hey, we're close and we feel we can have it done in so many days. Can you grant us an extension? Would that, and I'm not being a lawyer, would not that be public knowledge?
From my understanding, again, I do not know. I'm not a lawyer either. I don't entirely know all that goes on. But from my understanding, in the closed chambers of a court,
Okay.
things are said much more. It's going to be kept private, and things are said much more straightforward than they would be to the public.
Sure, that makes sense. That makes sense. The other issue that we discussed in our tribe meeting was that it wouldn't be. Someone said that they had heard that the judge was ill. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's not like okay, I'll be back in the courtroom on Friday. He's already got a docket. So he's got to find a time in the future that they can fit this in. And then, as I got to believe also, there are multiple travel schedules that have to be considered. That you can't just say, okay, 2 days from now, forget today, come back 2 days from now, and expect everybody to adjust their schedule. So that makes sense to me. I agree with you also. This doesn't change anything. The potential is still there for some astronomical settlements. Do you know any more than you did last time relative to the Samsung case?
Um, I don't know anything specifically, but so they have an upcoming hearings, and I believe that the whole original case will be settled by the end of the year. This is for the contract, because the contract, all that they have left is a hearing later this month, I believe, on what the damages will be.
Okay.
One thing that's very interesting is, so Samsung's basically CEO is making his first North American trip in 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if there's any correlation or not, but I think that's very interesting. This is potentially a big case, and their CEO is coming over here. Again, I don't know if that's purely speculation.
Sure.
But I think that is something interesting, and if something does happen, I think that could be a reason why. But I don't think that necessarily is for sure the reason. Um, as far as Samsung, we know we'll get the contract settlement, which, remember, this won't be for big money because the contract is $60 million.
Yeah.
By the end.
By the end of the year, you say?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So are you changing your, and if I'm reading you correctly, you don't put any reason to change your position, either more buying more shares or selling what you've got as a result of any of this information?
Yeah, personally, my strategy would be just to keep accumulating shares.
Okay.
I know the biggest thing is it's disappointing because everyone wants to be able to get a quick flip and
Sure.
just see the instant growth. But my strategy is to keep accumulating shares, and I believe just as strong as I did before in the main investment thesis of these lawsuits being very positive.
So I think how I'd like to proceed is if you get any additional information, you get in touch with me and we'll do this again. I like the idea that we're collaborating here to find some inside information, or at least we got another set of eyes watching what's going on, and I want that to be a part of what I offer to my viewers. So I'm looking forward to that in the future. Okay.
Yeah, thank you again, Kerry. I think the biggest thing I want to emphasize is that these stocks that I mentioned specifically are very high risk. I try to go for high risk, high reward plays, and so it's definitely things that you shouldn't put money you can't lose in, and a lot of things that you're investing on are speculative.
Yes.
I just want to put that out there, just so people know and just make sure they're aware of that.
Okay, that was Jacob's take. I think it's some valuable information. I'm trying to work with Seeking Alpha to create a collaboration where more of their authors can have access to our channel, and we can share ideas and learn from them, and maybe they can learn from us as well. So that's best of us investors. As I said, I'm at the beach. I'm on the Panhandle down in Santa Rosa Beach. We're staying at Watercolors, and we might have some interesting videos coming from here. I want to talk about the real estate situation down here and how it relates to real estate around the world, and share some of my insights. But that's my take on our first day at the beach. Talk to you tomorrow.